What up, YouTube? It's The Ways, and I'm Tia, and today we're back with another video. It's Way Back Wednesday. Throw up your W's, okay? I'm so excited and so honored to be playing in this palette today, and it is the Tiny Marvels palette by sydneygrace and Mel Thompson. Yes, I'm really excited. This is the outside of the box, and then we have the palette here. I really feel this palette is a spring vibes type of palette. Not that you can't use it any other time, but that's why I've been waiting to use it. So if you want to see me play in this Tiny Marvels palette by sydneygrace and Mel Thompson, then definitely please keep watching. But first, go ahead and subscribe if you're not part of the fam. Gang. If you are part of the fam, thank you so much for being here, and I'm excited for you to see these looks on this Way Back Wednesday. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can be updated every time I load a new video. And let's go. Let's get into this palette. So we're going to play in the Tiny Marvels palette by sydneygrace and Mel Thompson. This is my first time trying the sydneygrace formula. I heard it is fantastic. I'm not a huge singles person because they sell a lot of singles. This is an indie brand. But this palette was calling to me because Mel Thompson helped design this palette. If you're new to makeup or YouTube, Mel Thompson was a YouTuber here on YouTube and passed away, I want to say maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and maybe a year ago, but she did this collab. The community was devastated to find out when she passed. She was so young. She did great videos. You can definitely check her out. She's still on YouTube. This palette is still available, and some of the proceeds, if not all, go to her family, which is fantastic. So I knew that I wanted to try this palette for a long time, and I finally got my hands on it, and now I finally want to play in it because I think I got it last year, and I haven't been able to play with it yet. So yes, if you're new to Way Back Wednesday, pretty much we do 2 looks with palettes that we have in our collection. May they be older or newer, but ones that I want to play with and show you some inspiration of some looks. You may not have this palette in particular, and if you don't, you might be inspired by other color stories or other palettes that you have in your collection to recreate some of these looks or get some ideas. This is the packaging. Has like butterfly and bugs and worms, and it is a 15 pan palette, and this is the color story. A lot of jewel type tones to me, a lot of neutral tones in here. It leans a little cool somewhat, not too warm, but more neutral if anything. I'm going to go ahead and run some swatches for you. I have not swatched this palette yet as I play in it, but I want to show you what these colors look like. Here are the swatches of the Tiny Marble palette by sydneygrace and Mel Thompson in natural sunlight. Very good. Light to deep, very pretty. Shimmers shimmering, and you really see the different tones in the sunlight. And then here are the shadows in no sunlight. So you can see the vibe. All right, I got you a little closer. I'm sure those swatches were fantastic, and we're gonna really see how they perform on the eyes now. I'm not sure how much I paid for this palette, but it was definitely reasonable. I have a feeling I'm gonna love it, and then I'm gonna be all over sydneygrace. We'll see. The names in this palette are definitely in regards to like bugs and stuff, like bee, mantis, death moth, bugaboo, spider, love bug. So it is definitely going off of the vibe of the outside of the palette. I don't know the inspiration behind this, as I didn't see like a reveal video that maybe Mel did back in the day. Maybe I should have, but This, I mean, I'm just inspired anyways by the color story. The other nice thing about this palette, it's a pretty big palette. Like, it's bigger than like my hand. There is a nice size mirror in here. I don't want to blind you. There is a big mirror in here. So yeah. I think I want to do more of a neutral tone vibe with this first look. I think I want to go into the color called Walking Stick. It looks like a brown. I think my lighting might be washing it out. It is kind of brown, but it also looks like it has a little bit of a green undertone to it. It's a really interesting color. There it is. Okay, this is my first time swatching. Very interesting color. So I think I want to go ahead and start with that, something different. I'm going to take it on this fluffy brush by Sigma to E40. Okay, and I think, yeah, we're gonna drop this into, oh, it actually has a lot more pigment than I thought. Let's just keep it on the edge here. Outside Vibes, that's pretty, and just kind of get it blown out. Yeah, I like the tone. It's just a brown, but it has something unique about it. I'm gonna slowly bring it over into the crease. Just a little bit, not too much. And just pat this in here. This is gonna be fairly a simple look. I think I have a vibe I want to do. We might do more with the lips on this one, but these are nice. This is nice shadow. It's pigmented. It seems like it's like you could build it up, not too much at one time. It's blending nicely. I don't have any like really harsh edges. Like, I really actually like that. Okay, I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to go into the color Tree Hopper. We're just going to test out some of these browns, see how deep they go on my skin. I do have my, I didn't tell you guys, I do have my eyes, and we're going to go in the front part of the lid. I do have my eyes prepped with the e.l.f. Camo Matte Concealer in Caramel. It's the matte one. And I did my brows. I did prime my skin with a little bit of the e.l.f. Hydro Grip. Lately, it's been like I put it on and it's like pilling. So I'm trying to test it to see if it's the primer or what I'm doing beforehand with other stuff. So this is pretty much like the color of my skin. A little lighter, and I actually kind of like that, just for like, if this was the vibe of the look, that'd be okay. It just makes it neutral and cancels out any other tone. Okay, I hope we're in the same position. My camera kind of died on me, my battery, so. Okay, this color is not doing too much, but what it will do for me is like a nice blending out shade. Like, it will with these browns in here. So I'm not mad at it. Next, what I think I want to do, I just want to take this color Spider, which is a little deeper. I don't know if it's a purple or a brown. These colors feel really good. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to take it on an angled brush. I'm just going to draw that along here on my lash line. Kind of like a wing. Just a little baby wing. Just going to keep it really close to the lash line, as I am going to drop some shimmers on this eye. But like, you could totally stop here. Like, this is a natural everyday type of vibe if that's what you're going for. You know, I'm not everyday natural, but if I was, some days you're in a hurry and you don't want to be doing all this blending and stuff, like, this would be perfect. Okay, so we're gonna put some shimmers on this eye. We're gonna go into the color called BB. And it's like this gold right here. Ooh, these are so, silky, like. Oh, do you see the shine in this shadow? They're more like metallic than sparkly. That's so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to see how this is gonna look. I'm gonna try it on a brush first. This is a Rougher 21, and we're gonna go into BB. I'm not gonna spray it yet. I really want to see how it's gonna look not being sprayed, and we're just gonna drop this here, kind of into the darker shade right above the liner. I probably can go over the liner. Probably should have done the liner last. It's okay. Ooh, that is a pretty color. I'm gonna blend it into the darker brown walking stick a little bit. I love that gold. Okay, we got BB down. I want to go into the color Fire Butts. That's what it's called. And let me see. I could just hold the mirror back. It is this color right here, which kind of looks like a white gold. Ooh, I like these shimmers because they're impactful, but they're not like shimmery. They're more like metallic-y. So let's put this one on and see how it looks. Kind of going with the gold vibes. And we're going to put that on the first part of the lid here. Ooh, yes. It kind of has a gold silvery vibe. That's why I kind of wanted to do it together with the gold. That's so pretty. We're going to kind of pull it up a little bit because that brown is there, but you can't really tell because it's like the color of my eye. So I don't really want it to be like a cut crease per se. I'm going to kind of bring it in a little bit. Ooh, I really like that. Good shimmer formula. Like, I don't even have to wet my brush. I do have a little fallout, which not a big deal. I'm going to take the original fluffy brush that I have because I don't want it to look too cut creasy. I'm going to just clean my brush off on my color switch. And I'm just going to go around the edges here. Take a little bit of Tree Hopper, that light brown that's like my skin tone, and just go around very lightly. I was blending it out a little bit and then it blended out a little too much. Sorry, I had to go outside real quick. My daughter just came back from a dance and she got dropped off by one of her best friend's moms and we were just talking. Then my neighbor gave me a donut and I'm just like, okay, let's put a little bit of something back on our lips and let's finish this look up. So then I'm going to take this brush again and I'm going to go back into Walking Stick, which was the first color. And I really just want to enforce it. I'm happy that the shimmer is going over there, but I still want this to be pretty dark out here. And then I'm going to go ahead and reinforce the line with Spider, which was the dark color, and just go back over my liner a little bit. Just a little bit. Nothing too serious. Let me throw some concealer underneath my eye and we will finish the bottom lash line together and then I'll wrap up this look. So I just put on some concealer, the Camo concealer, underneath my eye. I didn't really set it yet, as when I put on my foundation, I'm probably going to put a little bit more concealer. But that's what I have on and just kind of blended it out a little bit. So I'm going to take the angled brush. I'm going to go back into Spider and I'm going to line underneath the lash line halfway. I just like how smooth and buttery all these shadows are. It's crazy. And there's a little pickup in the pan, but nothing major at all. I want to get that as close to the lash line as possible and connect to that top line. So I thought I was going to go half. I went about 3/4 of the way. So then I'm going to take a brush to kind of smudge this out. This is just a small little brush. I'm going to take the color Walking Stick, the first color that we used in the palette, on just this Morphe 506. And I'm just going to blend this out. Nothing too precise, as I'm going to go under with another shimmer. But I want that depth to be there. Okay, then I'm going to take this little brush. This is from Cinema Secrets. It was in a little palette. And I want to go into this color Marvel. I know it's a pink, but it's like a rose gold. And since we've already done like the gold and the white gold, I thought it'd be fitting to try more shadows and do the rose gold at the bottom, which is a Marvel. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, so we're gonna take that. Now what I think I want to do with this one is I want to spray it, because I don't want it all over my face, as I was getting some fallout with these shadows on the top part, not spraying them, but they are very impactful not being sprayed. So I'm not mad. Look at the sheen in that, like, oh, look at that. Okay, we're gonna take this color underneath the eye all the way, literally on top of the brown. Okay, let me take a little bit more without just adding a little bit more. And connect it to the top part. We already kind of had the inner corner highlight there with the white gold, so that's okay, which was Firebutt, but I wanted to meet with the rose gold a little bit. Kind of meet. I'm liking it. Okay, let me finish my other eye. I'm probably going to drop something in my waterline, finish my face, and I will bring you the first final look using the Tiny Marvels of palette. I'm impressed. Like, I am impressed with this formula, and I'm getting the hype. So let me finish up this other eye. Yes! So this is the first final look using the Tiny Marvels palette by Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson. Yes, I love this look. I think it came all together. I like the gold vibe. It's giving me summertime vibes, even though I said this was more of a spring. I feel like I have a hair. More of a spring palette, but yes, I think we did a very good job with this first look. I'm very impressed by some of these shades. Walking stick we use, Firebutt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We use 6 of the 15 shades so far. So I'm really excited to see what other look we can create, as I might play in the pinks a little bit more for the next look. I'm not sure yet, but let me tell you how I wrapped up this look, okay? So, for my concealer, I already told you I went with the Camo concealer. I went with that underneath my eyes from e.l.f. as well. I did for foundation. Today I did my Fenty Beauty foundation. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation, and this is in 385. I was not feeling how my face looked at first because I was so matte. I was so matte. I don't know if I'm drying out right now, but I was so matte, and that's why I don't use this foundation so much. But I'm liking how the final look finished all together, and I'll let you know what I think did the trick to bring back my skin to some life, okay? But this is what I have on. It is a foolproof foundation. It's a very lightweight. It's full coverage, so and very matte. They say soft matte. I think it's matte. So then after that, I get so excited. Let me catch my breath. No. After that, oh, I went in with my Patrick Ta Cream Contour Powder Bronzer Duo. I actually, for this look, just used the bronzer because I felt so matte. I really didn't want to go in with the cream and get too chiseled. I just wanted to warm up my skin. I think it's perfect. Like, all up in my forehead, like, that definition, that bronziness is like everything. So I use this, and this one's in She's Chiseled. Then for my blush, I went in with my blush and my highlighter. It's very beaming right now. Actually, I went in with the Tiger palette by Hourglass, the Ambient Light Tiger palette. And I went in with this shade right here on my cheeks, which I thought would have went good to wrap in with the rose gold underneath my eyes. And then I used this color as my highlighter on my nose and on my cheeks. Now, this blush is a little shimmery too, so it might have a lot of glow going on, but that's what it's from. So I really like how that all came together. For my eyes, I went in with my MAC Stack mascara. Love this. For my lips, I went in with a new product that I just recently got. You know, I'm not really a lip liner person, but I think I'm starting to become one. Like, I really am. This is by Makeup Forever. It's for all over your face, wherever you want to use it. Your eyes, your lips, like however you want to use this pencil. And this one is in Limitless Brown. I think it's a perfect brown for like all different types of looks. It might be my go-to for a lot of my looks, so you might see it a lot. And I love how creamy and smooth it is, so I went in with that. For my lips, I went in with my liquid lipstick by NARS, and this is Do It Again. It's just a matte brown. And I love these lipsticks, these liquid lipsticks. I have mentioned them a lot on my channel, especially this color, but I think they're so comfortable and non-drying. For one that really sets down, not like my Kaleidos that don't really set down. And then finally, what I think really brought back my skin from that foundation is this Iconic London Prep Set and Glow. And this is an original. I have to get a full size of this. Like, this is magic in a bottle. I think it sets the makeup. It gives me a nice healthy glow. It just looks like, brings back my skin and revives me. It makes me look really healthy. So I really, really like that. Oh, and I did set under my eyes only with the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Everything that I use will be listed in the description of this video if you're interested. But I am feeling this look. I hope you like it. If you're feeling the vibes of this look, definitely drop me a yellow heart in the comments. Okay, yellow heart in the comments, and give me a big thumbs up if you're feeling this. But we're not done. Let's get on to look number 2. Final look. Let's get into this final look using the Tiny Marvels palette by Mel Thompson and Sydney Grace. I just put a little lip oil on my lips from Dior. This is in mahogany, and I'm really liking how that looks. I think it will actually go pretty good with our look today, if I don't really do another lip. I really want to make this color Scarab the main attraction in this look today. It's this color that's in every palette that I mentioned, and I never use it, but it's like a purple to a green dual type of shade, duochrome type of shade, and I want to use it. I think it will look really good with my shirt and the vibe. I want to try it. It's in a lot of my palettes, and I don't use it often because I see it so much, but I think I want to try it because I really like the formula for their shimmers in this palette. I did not know what that name was, and come to find out it's some kind of beetle. So learn something new every day. I knew it was a bug, but I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Scarab.
Scarab. Scarab. Scarab. Okay. Anyways, hopefully I am close enough. I pretty much have my whole base on, my complexion, minus the color. So my foundation, my concealer, my brows. We've primed. And let's get into this look. I hope you're close enough. Let's see. Okay, that might be better. So I think I want to start off with this color called Love Bug, which is this violet leaning mauve shade, taupey mauve shade. And we're just gonna make sure we're not creasing there. And I'm gonna take this Refer 16, which is pretty fluffy, and kind of pat this all over the crease. I want it to be there, but I want it to be blown out, so that's why I use the fluffier brush. But I want to take it all the way into the crease, so that's what we're doing here. It's a really pretty color. I like how these colors show up on my skin tone pretty nicely. Besides what Tree Hopper, but that was like my skin tone, so good blending out shade. So this just means these are like, they look like really like shades, but it's dark girl friendly, which I kind of like. Like, I really like, not kind of, I really like that. Because sometimes you just want a one and done shade. And you could do that with this. So I'm just blowing this all over. Doesn't need to go too high up into the brow, as I don't really like that. But just all over the crease lightly. And that was so easy and so effortless. I'm also going to take this out into my side here of the face, and just really blow that color out really lightly, but just like a hint of it, as if maybe it was a blush. So next I'm gonna take this darker shade. It's called, oh, we used Spider in the last look. Okay, I'll go ahead and do Bugaboo, which we have not used. It's more of a mauve cranberry shade, and we'll use that. There is some pickup with that. I'm using my Singe Beauty EO5. It's a very small, detailed like brush. It's kind of round. So I'm going to tap some off because this color might be really intense and I don't want it to be too. Yeah, alright. I'm going to pat this just in the crease area. This is pretty. Just forming like a shape. So right here is where I'm going to stop it and just in the crease. I don't want to come down. I don't want to go all the way in. I just kind of want it like right here concentrated. That's why this is a good brush for this. So you can be really precise where you're placing the shadow. And it's just going to give it a little bit more depth, but not overpower the whole eye with a lot of depth, if that makes sense. I think that looks really, really good. So then I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to go back and forth to kind of blend it into Love Bug. I've really been enjoying these Singe Beauty brushes. This is the only one I hadn't used yet. My other ones are dirty, so I have to clean them. I probably would have bought another set as she's having a sale, but I just got that full set of rougher brushes. Like, I can't. So I'm going to take the big 16 rougher, and I'm not going to add any more product. I'm just going to blend to kind of diffuse that crease so it looks more diffused and doesn't have any harsh lines in there. I'm going to put a little bit more of Bugaboo. Not all the way down, just out here and in the crease. However your crease is, you can fix it for your eye shape for sure. That's how I kind of want it to look. This has been a really fun palette, getting a little bit more Love Bug on my brush and blending out this front. I could have probably done a third look, which obviously I'm going to play with this some more, but I'm really enjoying this palette. We're going to go with the shimmer. We're not wasting any time here. We're going to go with the shimmer. Let me get a brush. Okay, we're going to go into that color called Scribes. Oh my gosh. Scarab. We're going to go into the color called Scarab, which is this duochrome goodness. I'm going to coat my brush. This is kind of a flat condensed Sigma brush. This is what they call an E55. We didn't spray any of the shadows in the last look. I'm really wanting to see how these colors perform when they're sprayed, these shimmers. So, oops. So let's spray this one. Plus I do have my whole face done. I would hate to have fallout. So we're just going to spray this. And we're going to drop it just on the lid. All through the lid. All the way out to the edge. So, I mean, this is a pretty color for good reason. Now I know why everybody puts in the palette. I'm going to pick up a little bit more on my brush. I'm not going to spray it. Yeah. It's kind of doing better not sprayed. I still got some fallout. Dang it. That's why I really hate doing my eyes second. But that could have been my fault. I'm kind of taking it into the crease. It doesn't have to be perfectly on the eye. That is really pretty. You can totally see the duochrome in the shadow. I'm going to put up a little bit more. I think I like these not wet way better. So good. I'm going to bring it out like this. I'm going to take this Singe Beauty brush and just blend this. That looks so pretty. That color is gorgeous. Like, that looks so good. Okay, let me clean up this fallout and then we'll do the bottom lash line. Okay, the fallout wasn't bad. I just took my brush and kind of blended it out. And usually sometimes when I have fallout, it's still sparkly and it just really went away. It really did. It wasn't even anything too bad. I did powder underneath my eyes, but really lightly with my Charlotte Tilbury powder. So it wasn't tons on there. So I kind of want to wrap some pastels into this look and just brighten up the eye even more. I love this vibe. I wasn't expecting to love this eye as much as I do, but I am a sucker. I'm not really a purples person, but I'm a sucker for a purple and a green together. Like, I do love that. It's one of the first looks. It is the first look I did on my YouTube channel. So let's go into the color called Mantis, which is this bright green, pastel-y looking green. It kind of has a little bit of a sageness to it, which I really can appreciate. I thought it was going to be a lot more pastel. So we're going to drop this. This is a Rougher 26, and we're just going to drop it on our bottom lash line. So I'm going to take my singed brush. I'm going to go back into Bugaboo, which is that darker tone purple, and go closer to the lash line. So it's still really soft, but it gives it a little bit more depth. Yeah, more on the outside corner. And then the brighter tone on the inside corner. I like that, the green. So that blends nicely together. Kind of the same vibes as the top, but not so much. Like, it's still purple and green. And it's not purple purple, it's like more of a berry tone, which I kind of like. I think I want it a little deeper, so I'm going to go into Spider, which is the color we used in the first look, which looks like a dark purpley brown. And just kind of mix those two colors together. Yes. It's a little bit more depth out there. I like that. So we got Mantis here to me, and that's kind of how we're looking. I'm going to clean off my brush on my color switch here a little bit. And I think, as an inner corner highlight, I think I'm going to go into Fire Butts, what we did in our first look, just because there's not a lot of bright colors for inner corner highlights, and I think this one might do the trick. Yes. I could have went in with this pastel-y purple, but it just looks like it was going to throw off the tone of the berry shade, so I didn't want to do that. So this is what we're looking like. I'm going to go ahead and even out the other eye. I might throw on like a black eyeliner in my waterline. I'm going to keep the lid bare, of course, for now. I don't think I'm going to go in with a liner up there. But I really like how this look is looking. So let me wrap up the other eye, put some color on this face, and I'll show you the final look. Yes, so this is the final look using the Tiny Marvels palette by Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson. And I absolutely love how this final look came out. Let me tell you how I wrapped this look up. So for my eyes, I just went in with a little black liner from Mally. Just a black kohl liner. Very, very smooth. It's an onyx. For my cheeks and whatnot, I went in with my Tiger palette from Hourglass. I actually use this bronzy shade to bronze on my face, and I think it did really, really well just to give me that kind of chiseled look. Plus I used it as my blush. I just kind of kept with that theme, and that's my blush as well. It kind of has a little bit of a mauve undertone, so, or more cool tone I should say, of a brown, so it worked out really nicely as a blusher. And then for my highlighter, I went in with this tone right here, which is the goldy type of shade, and I love that highlighter. I think it's fantastic. And then for my lips, I just kept it simple. I just kept the Dior lip glow oil on, and this is in mahogany, just to keep it kind of simple and soft and fresh and light. The eyeliner kind of gave it a little depth, but I really liked how this look came out, and I am definitely feeling myself. But anyways, let's talk about this palette. Yes, I think they're so buttery and smooth and creamy. I hate that it took me so long to use this palette, but at the same time, I'm like so excited that I finally did get to use this palette. The shimmers are so different. I love them. Like, I would have thought this shadow would have looked better wet, and it really came out vibrant being normal. All of these shadows just without being wet were fantastic, and they're more sheeny. They're not as sparkly, but I really appreciate them. I think they're gorgeous. The mattes blended out so easily. They're so easy to work with. Very, very buttery in texture and just soft, and I really liked it. There is some kick up in the pan. I did get a little fallout, but nothing that can't be, you know, doing my face second or just slightly picking up in the pan and blowing it off or whatnot. But they built up nicely, the shades. I was very impressed by Walking Stick, which I used in my first look because I love the tone and how deep it was. I ended up using 11 or 12. I can't remember if I used Web in my first look, but I used 11 or 12 of the 15 shades in this palette. So I think that gives me a very good feel on how this palette works in the formula. The only one that I'm kind of side-eyeing is maybe Mantis from the ones I used so far, because it looked really pretty when I put it on, but I feel like it's kind of going away, and that could be because I had powder underneath my eyes and, you know, maybe on my lids, and not set on a, you know, not put on a primer that's already set. So that could have been just something that I need to work with in terms of these lighter pastel-y looking shades. Plus they look really pastel-y, but they're not as pastel-y as I would have imagined in the pan. So those are those two colors, and I just thought they'd be way brighter, but I'm not mad at it. I think it's kind of a muted pastel, so I do like it. I really enjoy the color story. I think if anything, I love the formula of these shadows. Definitely have to look out for some more Cindy Grace palettes. I think Mel did an awesome, fantastic job in the creation of this palette. I think it looks really good on darker skin tones. All of the colors were so easy to work with and play with. I give this palette 8.5. 8.5, 8.5. I give the formula like really probably a 9, but 8.5 just because Tree Hopper is really close to my skin tone. Not that I can't use it to blend out shades, but it's kind of non-existent really, but it is nice to be able to blend out other shades, but I had to take some points off for that color for my skin tone, and also like Mantis. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that color, but overall I think it's great. The pan sizes are nice, a good amount of shades to play with. Very impressed by the quality of these shadows, but an 8.5 for Tiny Marvels. Yes, I loved these two looks that I came out with. I hope you guys enjoyed them as well. If you're feeling the vibe of this look, go ahead and leave me a green heart in the comments. Okay, do you have this palette? Have you thought about picking it up? I hope this Way Back Wednesday helped you see the beauty in this palette if you have it, and give you some inspiration. Or if you don't have it and it's something that you've been thinking about, I definitely think that this would be for you collectors out there of makeup. This is definitely one that you need to have in your collection. I'm so glad I was able to pick it up. Sydney Grace does do sales periodically, so that would be something to look into. But yeah, I had so much fun playing with this palette. Thank you so much for spending your time with me on this Way Back Wednesday. If you're feeling the vibe on this channel, go ahead and give me a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not part of the fam gang, and hit that notification bell so you'll be updated every time I load a new video. Remember, there's only one way to do your makeup, and that's your way. We'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace.